Breaking news from Windsor has sent shockwaves throughout the royal world, and the latest revelations about one of the most controversial couples in modern royal history are leaving observers stunned and questioning everything they thought they knew. Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, the former Duke and Duchess of York, have maintained an unusual living arrangement for decades, sharing royal lodge even after their divorce in 1996. For years, their relationship was held up as a model of amicable post-divorce friendship, a rare example of two people who, despite ending their marriage, continued to coexist under one roof while supporting each other through public scrutiny, personal challenges, and royal obligations. But now, as they approach the final days at Royal Lodge, insiders are reporting a development that has shocked royal watchers. Prince Andrew has allegedly demanded that Sarah Ferguson be kept at a distance from him, a request that has reportedly left her feeling devastated, isolated, and profoundly rejected. If you want to stay informed on every royal revelation and never miss a single moment of palace drama, make sure you subscribe to Royals Uncovered and hit the notification bell, because this story is far from over. Royal Lodge, a sprawling 30-room mansion located in Windsor, has been the backdrop for decades of unusual domestic arrangements, and now the very walls that have witnessed so much loyalty, scandal, and public fascination are said to be echoing with tension. According to insiders speaking to Women's Day magazine, Andrew has made it abundantly clear that he wishes to keep Sarah at arm's length, and this is not a casual request. Sources claim that Sarah Ferguson is absolutely furious with Andrew, describing her as feeling trapped, isolated, and deeply hurt by the demand. For decades, the couple maintained what many considered an exemplary post-divorce friendship, often photographed together at public events, attending family celebrations, and even facing public scandals as a united front. They appeared to prove that two people could separate legally but maintain a strong personal bond, often describing each other as best friends and confidants. However, according to insiders, that bond appears to be shattering in real time. The timing of this development is particularly notable, coming shortly after one of the most dramatic moments in Andrew's royal life, being officially stripped of his Duke title by King Charles. This act was not merely symbolic, it was a necessary move in response to Andrew's continued association with convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, which has left a permanent stain on both his reputation and the royal family's public image. While Andrew had already stepped back from royal duties in recent years, losing the Duke title represents the final stage in the unraveling of his public royal life. Now, as he prepares to vacate Royal Lodge after more than 2 decades, the cracks in his relationship with Sarah are becoming impossible to hide. Insiders paint a bleak picture of life inside Royal Lodge during these final weeks, describing Sarah Ferguson as experiencing profound loneliness within a home that once symbolized stability, loyalty, and an unusual but functioning post-divorce arrangement. Surrounded by grandeur and luxury, she reportedly feels trapped and isolated, cut off from the very person she stood by through Andrew's darkest moments. She defended him publicly during the Epstein scandal and in the wake of his disastrous BBC Newsnight interview, which many experts consider one of the worst royal PR disasters in modern history, yet now she finds herself being pushed away by the man she sacrificed so much for. Earlier reports from The Sun had already hinted at growing distance between the two, with sources noting that Andrew and Sarah have been leading entirely separate lives within Royal Lodge, occupying different wings of the mansion and only interacting during meals, which are described as tense, brief, and often filled with heated conversation. To fully understand the gravity of this situation, it is important to revisit the history of Andrew and Sarah's relationship. They married in 1986 in a lavish ceremony that captured global attention, with Sarah Ferguson, affectionately known as Fergie, bringing energy, charm, and a relatable personality to the royal family. The couple appeared genuinely in love, quickly welcoming 2 daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. Yet the pressures of royal life, Andrew's demanding naval career, and relentless media scrutiny took a toll on their marriage. They separated in 1992 and divorced in 1996, but unlike most divorced couples, they maintained a close bond, continuing to live together at Royal Lodge and publicly presenting themselves as supportive friends. Sarah often described Andrew as her closest confidant and pillar of strength, remaining loyal during scandals that many might have walked away from, including his ongoing association with Epstein. Now, however, that long-standing bond appears to have finally fractured. Observers and insiders are asking why Andrew has suddenly requested distance from Sarah after decades of cohabitation and public loyalty. Some speculate that the stress of losing Royal Lodge and preparing for relocation to Sandringham has pushed Andrew to a breaking point, forcing him to lash out at the one person closest to him. Others suggest that Sarah may have reached her own breaking point, expressing long-held resentment about Andrew's choices and the resulting public fallout. His connection to Epstein has inevitably affected her public image and personal life, creating long-term consequences she may no longer be willing to tolerate. The impact of this breakdown extends far beyond Andrew and Sarah. Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, both of whom have worked hard to establish independent lives separate from their father's controversies, are inevitably affected by their parents' tension. Both daughters must navigate the challenges of protecting their own families and identities while managing the fallout from the royal drama surrounding their father. Meanwhile, King Charles watches closely. His decision to strip Andrew of his duke title and relocate him to Sandringham signals a prioritization of the monarchy's reputation over family sentiment, a painful but calculated choice designed to modernize the institution and remove a public reminder of past mistakes. The move isolates Andrew from Windsor and places him in a more private and controlled setting, yet it raises questions about the future of Sarah Ferguson and how this arrangement will affect the family dynamic. Will she relocate with Andrew, or will this finally mark the end of their unconventional cohabitation after decades of togetherness? Financial considerations also complicate the situation. Royal Lodge is a Crown estate property, maintained at great cost while Andrew paid only nominal rent. Moving to Sandringham shifts both practical and financial responsibilities, raising questions about who will cover expenses, how Sarah will secure her own accommodation if she chooses not to relocate, and what the long-term implications might be for her financial independence, especially given her past controversies and efforts to maintain a public and philanthropic profile. The palace has remained characteristically silent, declining to comment on the growing tension between Andrew and Sarah, which has only fueled speculation, rumor, and debate among royal commentators and the public alike. Every passing day without clarity allows speculation to grow, and anticipation surrounding Andrew's relocation continues to mount. As Andrew prepares for his move in the coming months, the final days at Royal Lodge are reportedly filled with tension, forced interactions, and simmering resentment. For Sarah Ferguson, who has described feelings of profound loneliness, this period is particularly isolating and emotionally draining. The fall of Prince Andrew has been years in the making, but now he faces the additional loss of the one person who consistently stood by him. This development raises a crucial question: will Sarah continue to support Andrew, or will she finally choose to pursue her own life, free from the shadow of scandal and controversy? This is a story that goes beyond the personal, exploring loyalty, betrayal, and the immense pressures of royal life. As the move to Sandringham approaches, more details will inevitably surface about Andrew and Sarah's relationship, what led to this extraordinary demand for distance, and how it will affect the family as a whole. The drama highlights the consequences of personal choices, the limits of loyalty, and the pressures of public scrutiny, while also revealing the deep complexities that come with decades-long relationships inside the royal family. Make sure you subscribe to Royals Uncovered and turn on notifications to follow every twist and turn as this remarkable story unfolds. So, what do you think? Should Sarah Ferguson finally walk away from Andrew, or does their decades-long bond mean she should continue supporting him no matter what?